All right, welcome back. I'm Gary with Inspected More. You know, we teased this a little bit earlier. You just had a home inspection because you bought a new house, or maybe it's an annual inspection, and your home inspector found something like this, a door that won't latch properly. Don't freak out about it. It's not the end of the world. Let us help you through the process. Again, I'm Gary with Inspected More, and if you would, before we get started, take a moment to like and subscribe our page. Every time we post new video, new content, you'll be notified because you're a subscriber, and we really appreciate it. So with that, let's go ahead and get started on adjusting a door. All right, so once again, one of the things that the inspector is going to do, whether it's for your home buying process or through your annual inspection, the home inspector is going to go around and open and close all the different doors, make sure they're sealing properly, latching them to make sure that they lock properly. In this case, this door is not latching properly without a little bit of pressure and then an adjustment, so that's not quite right. We're going to take a look at that. So again, you want to take a look at those things and see what's going on. At Inspected More, we also use the latest in technology. We use thermal cameras. So the image that you're seeing now is showing an air leakage around the perimeter. It's a warm day outside, so it's letting that hot air come in through the outside perimeter and across the bottom. We need to correct that. All right, so our imaging also shows some heavy air infiltration across the bottom. I'm taking a look at the bottom corner now, and you'll notice here you can actually see daylight on the outside. The door stands proud of the jamb, so we need to correct that. We're definitely getting some air infiltration. And so every door manufacturer is a little bit different in the technology that they use in order to make an adjustment. This actually happens to be a Wadena door, so the product has an adjustable hinge to it, which is kind of unique and different in the industry. So I'm going to show you how to make an adjustment for that. All right, so with the door open, one of the things, as I mentioned, this is a Wadena door, so you can adjust these hinges up, down, in, and out, which is a really cool feature. So the first thing I'm going to do is actually draw a reference line using a pencil right around the outside perimeter of that hinge. That way, when I make an adjustment, moving it up and down, I have a baseline to work off of. All right, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to adjust these hinges. You're going to need to loosen them up, and you may be very tempted to get your drill out with the bit in there and try to loosen those up. Don't do it. I don't recommend it. The problem with trying to do that is that you're going to potentially strip out those screws, or you're going to break the bits off, and I've done that myself. So best thing to do is a screwdriver and take and make that adjustment. So I'm loosening these screws, lefty loosey, righty tighty. It's not hard to forget. And I'll repeat that process on all the hinges. Okay, so now I've loosened all those hinges. I'm going to make an adjustment. I'm going to do two adjustments. I want to bring it down a little bit, and I also want to push it towards the weather strip so it's a little bit tighter. So again, using my pencil marks as a reference, now I can make that adjustment. Okay, now mind you, that only works on a Wadena door. Does not work on any type of wood edge product, fiberglass, or anything along those lines. So not going to work in all situations. In this situation, it works great because you can, again, adjust that door up and down and in and out. So I made my first adjustment, and it's got a little better, but we're still not quite there yet. When I close the door, it doesn't want to latch without a little bit of push. So let's take another look at the next item. All right, so the next thing I'm going to do is look right here. And what I'm looking for is where that latch is lining up. I want to make sure that I'm even across that. So fortunately, I'm in good shape right now. You can even see on the strike, all the lines that are coming across here are right center. So we know that it's actually laying out in the proper location. But what I do notice is that this is actually recessed back just a little bit. Now there's a nice little trick you can do. There's a little tab right here. We can actually pull this off and bend that out slightly. All right, so I went ahead and pulled that plate off, and here's that tab that I was talking about. So a good trick is to use a pair of pliers, grab a hold of that, and just give it a little bit of a twist. So now we've opened that up a little bit, and that moves the stop out further into the jamb opening. And then we can go back and reinstall it. And now we can test it out to see how the adjustment worked. closes well. Still have a little bit of play, and we're close, but not quite. So let's make one further adjustment. Okay, again, you can see on the plate, I flared it out a little bit, but I still have a little bit more room I can go. So I'm gonna flare this a little bit more, just to give it that little extra. All right, so I made that adjustment, but I decided I'm gonna take a look at one other thing. You can see on the plate here, where the screws line up, that hole, it might be hard to see, but there's a little bit of a space, and if I slide this to the left, I've got room to go. But my problem is if I put the screws in there, this plate is gonna wanna shift back forward. So how do I correct that? Get out those toothpicks or golf tees and fill the holes. It's a great option. It's not necessarily the best or your first go-to, but you can fill those holes, those wood holes, and try to keep those screws from floating in a different direction. All right, so it might be a little hard to tell, but what's happened here with those toothpicks inside those holes, we've actually shifted this plate out or closer to the jamb, just that little bit. So let's test it out and see how it looks. All right, now let's test out those changes that we made. Quick and easy, closes up well, latches just fine, no problems. Our adjustments have worked. Let's check out the rest of the door. We take a look at the door, we look at the bottom, no air, daylight or anything. We've got good constant reveal, or consistent reveal I should say. Everything looks just fine. All right, so there you go. Our door adjustments are complete. So something that's fairly easy for you to do. It's a part of your routine maintenance of being a homeowner. If your doors are out of adjustments, there's lots of different ways you can get there, but this gives you a good idea on doing that. What did you think? Is this something that you found helpful? If so, make sure you like and subscribe our page. Leave your comments below. Let us know how we can help you out. I'm Gary with Inspected More. Until next time, we'll see you soon.